Hello my crafty friends, it's Ellie from Periwinkle Matilda, and I am starting the project for the big YouTube collaboration tips, tricks, and hacks hosted by RachandBella Crafts. And I'm going to be using her new kit. I have to see what the name of it is. Rosy Blooms. And I will put a link in the description box below of all the information about this big YouTube collaboration, all the links to all the channels, and a link to the Rosy Blooms digital kit by RachandBella Crafts. So my project that I am doing today is tips and tricks on ways that you can use your book pages. And I'm going to be using book pages from this really big Hammond's Ambassador World Atlas. It's huge. So I've cut out four pages, and I'm going to use my Mod Podge just to glue the pages together. And I'm going to glue 2 pages together to make 2 sheets. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to neutral collage invoices that I printed off on front and back of both of these. And I'm going to use that. It'll make like a cardstock. I'm going to use that to make an ephemera folder, and an ephemera folder is a great way to keep your ephemera organized. And we're going to use the Rosy Blooms kit to embellish this ephemera holder. And then I'm also going to have all of the ephemera cut up and organized and placed within this ephemera folder. So let's get started. I'm going to start off by gluing 2 bases, 2 pages for each base together. And I'm just going to use a large brush, and I'm using up my glossy Mod Podge that I got many years ago, and I'm just trying to use it up. I don't like the glossy. I think I bought it by accident, and yeah, so I'm going to use it to glue the pages together, and it won't matter that it's glossy because you won't be seeing it. So I'll glue one of the 2 pages together, and then the other part I will do off camera. And then we'll start to collage the front and back of each of them. So I hope everyone's doing well today and enjoying this new fun collab. There's all kinds of great artists taking part in this big collaboration. It's very exciting. Okay, so it's as easy as that. Mod Podge works great for this. And I'm going to do the other one off camera, and then I'll come back and we will start to collage with the neutral invoices that I printed off front and back, and then yeah, we'll do it step by step together. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and I've glued the 2 pages together to make 2 cardstock pieces, and I like the thickness of them. Depending on the thickness of your paper, and you can also use smaller book pages, just fit them all together to make them bigger. And if they're thinner pages, you would just use a few more pages on top of each other. Let's see if I can get my light to stop flickering. Okay, so now I'm going to add some of these digitals that I printed off. And I'm going to use these as a collage base. And I'm going to do it on both sides. And I'm using gel matte medium just in case, you know, I get some on the outside. I don't want it to be shiny. And I'm basically just going to easy peasy lay them down in different directions and just collage it. So I will do one side and then flip it over and do the other side and do it on both of them. And I'll let you watch me do one side here. And then I'll pause the camera and finish the rest and then come back for the next steps on our ephemera holder, on how we're making our ephemera holder. And I'm going off the edges because I can trim that later. It's just a fun way to use up your scraps. Collage and make your own masterboard. Collaging is a great, relaxing part of crafting, I think. I'll go this way. Want to make sure you get all your edges down real good. Don't want it separating. And I just tore these with a tear roller. They're not straight edges, just kind of jagged. But you can do straight edge, however you like it. Just have one more piece to do. I think I'll cut this one down. Make it a little smaller. Oop, I cut it with the wrong side of my tear roller, but that's okay. It'll still look fine. Okay, so we've got that whole side collaged. I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to do the same thing to the other side and then do the same thing front and back of the other piece, and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So the two collage pages front and back are dry now. I did let them sit for a few hours with the large heavy atlas book and my heavy Sizzix machine sitting on top to help flatten it out. So hopefully it'll be nice and flat now. Yep, that's good. So we have the two pieces of cardstock. I like this thickness. Perfect. And I've collaged front and back. So what I'm going to do is I am going to trim all the edges so everything's straight and square. I'm going to cut it in half because we're going to have then 4 pieces this size. So I'm going to do that and then I'll come back. Okay, so I'm back and I went ahead and I cut it actually in quarters because instead of cutting it in half to have 2 longer pieces, I cut it so it would be 4 shorter pieces because I decided that I'm going to do a fabric spine. So here we have the 4 pieces that we're going to use and for our ephemera folder. And I'm going to go and get the fabric ready to put on these for the spine. I'm going to show you how to do that in a moment. Just a sec. Okay, I'm back. So what I did was I cut strips of just some fabric that I had. And I did one off camera. So I'll show you how I do the other ones. What I did was I took a piece of paper and I marked about 1/4 of an inch because I want them all kind of to be the same. And I placed my cardstock on those lines, and then I took some painter's tape, but you can use washi. Painter's tape is just washi. And then I want to make sure I have the right width because I ended up cutting it down smaller. Yeah, this one should be okay. Let's see if I cut them all down. I need to cut some of these down a little bit so they're not as wide. This material frays really easily, which is great. And then cut this one down a little bit. Okay, and then I use my Fabri-Tac. I use my finger to even it out. I don't want too much glue in one spot where it might seep through. Make sure my ends are glued down. Okay, and then once you get the one side down, you can turn it over. And do the other side. So this ephemera holder actually ended up being a little bit smaller than what I wanted. But you can control that by how many pieces of paper you lay down to make your cardstock. And actually, if I had made just a couple more pieces of the big cardstock, then I could have just had 4 sheets of bigger size. So for the purpose of this video, it's okay to have it smaller, but I think I'll probably make another one at another time and make it bigger. So I'll have a smaller ephemera holder and then a bigger one. Be fine. So you're just going to hinge them all together like that. And then when you get all of them hinged, thought I had one more. Let me see. I had another one. Yeah, so I'll do these as well. We'll do another one together. Okay. it's going to go like this, but now I'm thinking that I'm just going to use this amount. So I'll put this one aside, and because I think this will be enough pages for an ephemera holder. I don't think I need that extra one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down so it's even. I'm just going to use my utility knife to cut it down. Just even it up. Doesn't look perfectly straight. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to arrange my pages like I want them. I think I'll do it like this. Cut this a little bit. Like this. And then I'm going to get some vellum. So I'll be right back. And I'm going to add vellum pockets. I think I'll add a big pocket on the front and the back inside. And then I'm going to do several pockets on each page. And I'll go ahead and I'll do one with you to show you. I'm going to use double-sided tape. I'm going to see how big I want it. See where my center is here. So I think I'll make it that wide. And then I think I'll have it I'll make it about that tall. And then I'll do another one the same for the So I'm going to use just a little bit of double-sided tape on the bottom and the two sides, just to hold it down because I am going to sew. And actually, I don't even need it that big, just a little piece. I just find that the double-sided tape works better because the glues can warp, can wrinkle vellum. Put that there like that. And actually, I think the top of it, I'm going to put a little piece of washi just to make it stand out a little bit. I'm just looking to see which washi I want to use. And you may need to put double-sided tape underneath it if your washi isn't going to stick really well. I think this washi is pretty good. So that'll be that pocket. And then I'll do the same on this side. Okay. So we got a little pocket here, a little pocket here, and then I'm going to do the same thing, and I think I'll put a pocket here and then a shorter one up top. And I'll probably do that on the other sides. And then when I do that, once I've done that, I'm going to sew around the pockets. And I'm going to sew around all the outside, and also I'll secure with a straight stitch here as well. And then once I do all that, once I do the put the pockets down and I sew, I'll come back and I'll show you what I've done for the next step. Okay, so I'm back. So what I did was I decided to use different washi because I forgot the kit that I'm going to be using to embellish and also to fill the ephemera is going to be from RachandBella Crafts' new kit called Rosy Blooms. And again, I'm going to link that kit in the description box below. But I covered all the vellum pockets with washi. And then I sewed all around, and I sewed wherever the pockets were. And then I just took the 2 sheets of cardstock that we made and prepared, and I just sewed the 2 together up the middle. So it looks like this. My cat's having a hard time. Come here. Come here. Come here. He wants to get down. He's up top on one of my cabinets, and I have so much stuff now everywhere. He's having a hard time. Here, I'll move this stuff so you can jump up here. He's going to jump on the camera, and it's going to move everything. But so what I did was I printed out the... Yep, I knew it. Okay, buddy. He's moving my arm. Sorry, guys. You have to get down. So sorry, guys. My cats are a little rambunctious tonight after work. I haven't given them any attention because I've been working all day at my desk. So anyway, I printed out the ephemera from the Rosy Blooms, and there's 1 sheet of these beautiful lady journaling cards. They could be pockets and tags and tucks and stuff, but I'm going to use one of them for the front to embellish the front cover. And then the other sheet of ephemera, I'm going to cut all this out and put it in the pockets. And so for the front, I printed off one of the beautiful pages of the kit. And I'm going to use this piece, I think, kind of like washi. And I just need to decide, do I want to put it here, or do I want to maybe put it here, which is probably what I will do. Or I could put it underneath. I am going to put an eyelet for closure. Decisions. I think I'll put it on this side. Like that. I'm going to ink it up. So yeah, that's why we did the neutral collage, so that we could then embellish with things of color. So I'm going to, guess I should see what size I need. Okay. My cat just jumped back onto the camera. Now he's rubbing up against it. Willow. My glue's not coming out very fast because I left the lid open while I was doing everything. I was just looking to see if there's a right and wrong, but I think it's non-directional. I'm going to put this down. And so this is going to hold my ephemera for this kit. So it's a great way to keep your ephemera organized. And we'll go ahead and we'll set the eyelets for the closure. Just holding my finger where that other one was. Okay. And I'm going to use Silk Sorry Chiffon. I need about that much, I think, to tie it. Oh, that's right, I wanted to put eyelets in. Let's do that first. Getting ahead of myself here. Willow's watching my every move. Okay. I knew that was going to happen. I don't know. Oh, one in my pocket. And now Willow's coming. He wants all the little pieces. No, you can't have the little pieces. I'll look for my eyelet later. Now I need another eyelet. Okay, there's one. Does everyone else struggle sometimes? Sometimes it's so easy, and then other times I struggle with this contraption. Okay. That. Okay, now we can go back to putting our chiffon ribbon on. Oh, do it this way. Get my pokey tool. Goes through there, and then this goes through here, and I'll tie a knot. Then we'll cut it. So there's our closure, and I forgot that I wanted to add some of these also. Applique roses. I'll put 3. Sorry guys, Willow's up and down, up and down. Just really wants my attention. We're almost done, Willow. Okay. I'll put another one in the upper corner. Okay, I like that. So now what's left to do is to stuff with the ephemera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the camera, and I'm going to cut out the ephemera, put them in the pockets, and then we'll do a final flip through. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and I cut out all the ephemera. I put all the pretty cards in this pocket, some little fussy cuts in this, some more in here, in this pocket, and then all the pockets have ephemera in them. Holds it all really nicely, and then when you're done, you just tie it up in a pretty bow, and it looks pretty on your desk, and it's ready and waiting for you to use the embellishments in your journal. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to use Bookpages up to make cardstock, and how to turn the cardstock into an ephemera folder so that you can hold all of your ephemera from a journaling kit. So thank you again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed crafting with you. Stay safe, be well, and until the next video, bye-bye, friends.